Korn, Blind, 7-string guitar method. Guitar tabs with the guitar lesson. I'll play through all the parts right at the beginning. After, I'll go back through and give a full explanation. Please hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to let me know you like these Korn videos and want to see more in this style. And now let's give it a try. Alright, once again, 7-string here will be in a drop A for the 7-string. So we have our typical, E, A, D, G, B, E, but the low string, we're going to take it from the B, drop it down a whole step, so we have an A. So it's just a basic open power chord now. Initial section, we got the two guitars going. The first one's doing this bit here, we'll be at the first fret on the G, and third fret on the B, and it's just a 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, the other guitar will chime in with this bit where we do an open low A here, and then we'll hit 2 on the A, 3 on the D, and 4 on the G. Alright, and then we just bump it up to 3, 4, 5, and mix in that open low A just before it. So we just went. Alright, so it's doing that little bit, and eventually we get kind of like a little tease of the main riff. We're on the low A here, we just go open, 2, open, 3. Alright, do that a couple times. Alright, just cut it right there. And we cruise through that 4 times, and then we get into like the build up into like the big riff where everybody comes in. And we just kind of top it off by, after that final time, then we zoom up to the 6th fret and do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now everybody comes in real big, and pretty much the same riff, it's just we're including the the E and the middle A string now. Alright, so like the 3 low strings. And it's just opens, 2s, opens, 3s, opens. We do it twice. And then now each time we zoom up to the 6s for 4. And then in the main riff, there's that kind of slight little like hiccup section there where we just stay on the opens. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go 3s, opens, 2s, and so forth, finish. just a slight little jolt of the pattern there. Into the verse, first guitar, it does have a wah effect on it. I'll just keep it kind of clean here so you can hear what's going on. We're doing this kind of slow bending and releasing here of the 5 on the G, and we'll have the 3 on the B under it. All right, we kind of get it to the peak where it matches the note, and then we just hit it again and just give it a slow release. All right, and like I said, you have a little like slow wah effect over the top of it too. The second guitar is just kind of doing this D to like a D sharp mix there. So basically we'll just hit like the 5s on the A, E, A, and then you can even throw in the extra octave if you like there at the 7 on the G. And then basically we just kind of, keep that low D note and then just make a little dissonance here by bumping everything else up a fret. Okay, so we'll just bump up the E, the A, and the D there to 6 while keeping everything, the low A on the 5, and you can even keep that 7 on the G if you like. Okay, just getting a little dissonant there. And we just go back and forth between those two chords. And for the second part of the verse, or maybe the pre-chorus you might call this, we start here at just the power chord at the D. So got the 5s, and you can just worry about the low 2 strings here. All right, we hit it, go to 6s, back to 5s. All right, kind of cut it there, then we go 5s to 6s, and then drop down, and we hit this 4 on the E. Okay, so like a G sharp power chord with the 6 on the A. All right, kind of start it over again. All right, and instead of doing the 5s to 6 and then the 4 on the higher set, we go 5s to 6s and just drop down to 4s on the low A and E. All right, and just play with those two different patterns throughout the remainder there. All right, there's kind of a break section there where it does a variation of the intro. Just kind of throw in these 3s on the A, D, and G there. All right, and then drop down and hit our initial intro section. Do it twice, and then we repeat by throwing in those 3s. And now I guess you might call this the bridge. It's pretty reminiscent of the, kind of what the second guitar is doing during the verse. And it's basically just doing that D to D sharp, but here you can just be more full, just power chords, and just make them straight up power chords and bigger. So just going from like the 5s to the 6s. And you can cap it off by just dropping down to a few 3s here, back up to the 6s. And there's a second guitar that's kind of doing a higher thing here, more with that wah effect again, and it's just picking through a couple of strings here where we go like 5 on the high E to 3 on the B. Just kind of picking through that. Go to 6 on the high E to 3B. Kind of walk it down from the 6, 5, and then you can go like 3. All right, just playing around with that. And you can throw in the 6 on the B as well. All right, just playing around with that, get some wah effect over the top of it. Sounds good. Okay, so then we get this outro with, kind of like the bass solo going on there, and we just get these funny little like squeals. Come way up high here to the 22nd fret on the high E. We just give it a bend and just stop it like right at the top of the bend. All right, do that a couple times. And then we come over here and we have this pre-bent 15 on the G, and then we'll have the 13 on the B under it, and we just kind of give that pre-bent 15G a release and hit the 13B. All right, and we just kind of repeat those two little bits.